Good morning. On behalf of the Embassy of India, I, Aditi Valunj, First Secretary Culture and Education, welcome students, academics, friends of India and Indian diaspora who have joined us for the discussion on yoga and Ayurveda for holistic health. We all know that Ayurveda is an ancient science whose philosophy and motto is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha. That is, may all be happy, may all be free from illness. In other words, when a disease occurs, it is not a compulsion to treat it, but life should be free from diseases. As ancient as Ayurveda, yoga is another gift of India to the world. Over 1 billion people in the world, more than 50 million people in the US see yoga as an enhancer of their physical, mental, spiritual, and intellectual well-being. The rise in lifestyle related or non-communicable diseases has also drawn many people to yoga, as we've seen in past 2.5 to 3 years. As India has completed 75 years of her independence, in the words of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India's journey to the Amrit Kal, golden age of independence, has begun. The resolve for the welfare of the world through our knowledge, science, and cultural experience is a big goal of this Amrit Kal, next 25 years till when India would attain 100 years of independence in 2047. Ayurveda and yoga are the strong and effective media for this objective. Today we have Vaidya Archana Vardhan and Yoga Guru Jay Kalathil amongst us to discuss about the benefits of Ayurveda and yoga for holistic health. Jay Kalathil is a yoga teacher for more than 20 years. He teaches classes in DC area, and currently Jay serves as a yoga teacher for the embassy. He has been part of the International Day of Yoga organizer from its inception in the US, in DC area. I would request now to commence with today's program. I invite Vaidya Archana Vardhan to start with today's discussion.
Namaste everyone. I'm Vaidya Archana Vardhan. I've been practicing Ayurveda from past 15 years. Before 2013, I was in India working for Government of India and Medanta. And then after 2013, I came to US and I've been practicing over here. Today, I will be giving a brief description about how we can attain immunity through Ayurveda. As we all know that this 2020 has given us a shock of life. Everybody is so scared of that. And the only remedy which came out of is Ayurveda. None of the allopathic medicines worked. And the importance of immunity also grew over this period of like 2 years from past 2020. So how we can attain immunity through Ayurveda? What are the important aspects of diet, a lifestyle which we can incorporate, which will help us in gaining immunity? So I will be giving a brief introduction about it, and let's start. Aditi, I want to share my screen for the presentation.
Go ahead, you can do it.
Can I do that? Okay.
Yeah. You're a co-host.
Okay. 1 minute. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 minute, let me open the slideshow. Is it visible?
Yes.
So today what we'll be learning is what is immunity from an Ayurvedic perspective, what is ways to get optimal immunity, what is gut health and why it is important, Amadosha and Agni, Dinacharya and Ritukacharya, and how to increase immunity at home. So as we all know, what do you mean by immunity? Immunity is nothing but it's our body's resistance, our body's ability to prevent against any infections which is coming from outside world. It can be viral, it can be seasonal, it can be bacterial, it can be anything. So I won't go into detail. I'll just give you a brief introduction about like how immunity, like it helps in prevention. So there are two types of action which our body does. It's like, one is like Vyadhi Bal Virotham. It is like Vyadhi is the disease and Shamatvam is how the resistance to overcome that disease. And that is what is called immunity in Ayurveda, Vyadhi Shamatva Bal. So first of all, like how is the capacity of the body to fight against the manifested that disease? And second is like the capacity of the body to resist pathogenic processes of forming the diseases. So in the two ways our body protects ourselves. First of all, it prevents of any happening of the disease, and somehow if the disease occurs, there are like two, like you can say two population in which like one population it gets better earlier, another population it takes a while for them to get better. This is because of immunity. If you have a good immunity, you heal faster, but if you have bad immunity, it takes a while, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years for you to recover fully. So before going into a detailed description about immunity, I will just like to mention like Ayurveda has its definition of health. Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikar prashanam cha. And samadosha samagnish samadhatu malakriya malay prasanna atmanindya manaswast iti abhidete. This means that a person is healthy if it's doshas, these are the bioenergies which are in balance, the agni, which is the digestive fire, the tissues, and the excretory products, along with the mental health. If these are all in balance, then the person is called healthy. Any of them is out of balance, a person falls into a disease state. And WHO has also authenticated this definition. You can just see that according to WHO, it is a state of complete physical, which is our doshas, our dhatus, our malas, mental, which is our soul, sensory organs, and mind, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. So as we all know, like we have been learning about immunity. So these days, this gut health, immunity, gut microbiome has been like popping over like everywhere. So before, like if you like to understand like what do you mean by gut health, we are all taught in school about stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, where all the food we eat is absorbed, digested, and assimilated and secreted out. But do you know our intestine is incredible variety of microorganisms that weigh a total of 1.5 kg microbes? Our human body has 10 trillion human cells and 100 trillion microbial cells. So you can imagine that the microbial cells are 10-fold times the human cells. So that is why, and those microbial cells, these are residing in our gut, these are residing in our intestine, these are residing in our stomach. So that is why it is important to keep this microbial population in our gut healthy, because this is basically our blueprint. This is basically a key to maintain your immunity. If your gut microbiota is healthy, you will have a strong immune system. 90% of your immune system is linked to your gut microbiota. Our gut microbiota plays an important role in deciding like we'll be obese or our mental health will be bad or good, our immune status, or if we have the risk of autoimmune disorders like rheumatoid arthritis, for example, skin disorders, eczema, psoriasis. So basically our gut bacterial are conversing with our brains. It helps in the hormone production. The main hormone which is secreted by gut, I mean, I was also shocked to read about it, that 90% of serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter responsible for our feelings of well-being and happiness, is secreted by gut. 50% of our body's dopamine, another neurotransmitter that sparks motivation, addiction, and reward-driven behavior, is secreted by our gut. So that is why digestive system has a direct connection to the brain, and the direct connection is through a vagus nerve, and this is called the gut-brain axis. And nowadays, this gut is also called a second brain, because the gut's good behavior neutralizes 40% of our toxins we consume in our food, and this acts as a satellite liver. If the microflora of the gut are not diverse and good, or say like if you're not eating healthy, the communication between the brain and gut stops. And when this communication stops, the brain stops secreting digestive enzymes, the gut microbiota, which basically helps in protection, the link breaks. And the environment is not conducive to this optimal functioning. And thus, either the liver has to work hard or we become more toxic. So now you can understand like why this gut microbiota is like so important and why it is important to keep it healthy. In Ayurveda also it is mentioned that all the diseases emerge from the gut. This is not a new science established, it's just that now the researchers, the scientists have started accepting this fact that everything starts from your stomach. So when this gut microbiota is not healthy or we are not indulging into good habits, what happened is that I'll show you in this diagram, you see but the stomach lining is kind of intact, it is tight. So that, for example, you can imagine a cotton cloth, where it only allows the water to pass through it and none of the solid particles or bigger particles are allowed to pass through it. But if you make a hole into it, everything goes inside it. In the same way, this gut permeability, the lining of the gut is tightly packed. The junction is tightly packed. But somehow if we're indulging into unhealthy behavior, our lifestyle is not good, we're having too much of antibiotics, the permeability increases. So what happens is that whatever toxins which are built into the lumen of the intestine, they start passing or they start crossing into the bloodstream. When they start crossing into the bloodstream, what happens is that all the toxins, they now are free to travel inside the body, inside our whole human body. And whichever organ is the weakest, every individual have certain characteristic where some of the organs or some of the part which is weakest, they kind of reside over there. And slowly the pathology begins and we have a disease. For example, if your locomotor system or if your joints are the weakest part, what happens is that toxins start accumulating over there and we gradually develop the symptoms of arthritis. And this can be seen in a blood parameter where your C-reactive protein is high. And this is all because of leaky gut, unhealthy lifestyle, whatever food or whatever lifestyle we're adopting. And this leaky gut arises because of those unhealthy lifestyle or unhealthy behavior we are basically having in our regular day-to-day life. So this is the intestinal permeability, which you can see that if you can see my arrow, that everything is going into the blood lumen. So because the permeability has increased because of any of like conditions you're having. So how do you know, or how do you think, like how, like you might be having a question, like how can I tell that I have an unhealthy gut or I have a leaky gut? So there are 5 signs. If you have frequent and chronic stomach discomfort, like occasional diarrhea and constipation is fine, but then you have constantly you're having irritable, like alternate diarrhea, alternate constipation, then definitely you should go and check or consult with the physician or the gastroenterologist or the Ayurvedic physician. They can assess your body type and tell you like why you're having this. And the basic reason, the primary reason behind is a leaky gut. If you're seeing that you're maintaining your lifestyle, you're having a good food, then also you're having unintentional weight gain, like you're easily gaining weight or easily losing weight, then also this is a flag where you should pay attention to your health. If you have excessive sugar cravings, this is excessive sugar cravings can be because if there is like increased population of yeast in the intestinal lumen, which basically creates an inability of gut to absorb nutrients properly. And in this way, what happens is that you crave more for sugar. You see there are skin problems arising, or you see a lot of dryness on your skin, or you see eczema-like symptoms, then it is a sign you should be careful about your health, or you should be thinking about your improving your gut health. Then mental health. Since then that I showed that the gut and brain are linked to each other. If there is any problem in the gut, it sends a signal to brain, and you have the anxiety, mental disorder, which is all related to your gut. So these are another symptoms like you have bloating, flatulence, indigestion, diarrhea, constipation, fatigue, and fullness after your meals. So how you can heal your gut there are tips to improve your digestion and absorption. So first of all, eat only when you are hungry. Why it is said that? Because some people are so like adamant about the routine. Okay, this is my dinner time, this is my breakfast time, this is my lunch time, I have to eat. Regardless they are hungry or not, they will eat. What happens is that the brain doesn't send signals to secrete digestive juices. And what happens is like the food, whichever you are eating or whichever you are consuming is not digested, assimilated properly. And the result is that it stays in the intestinal lumen. It ferments over there, rots over there, and produces toxins. Second is that, and this also promotes like digestive toxins. Second is that ignite your Agni. Agni is nothing but the digestive fire. If your digestive fire is not good, or if you are there are so much toxins in our body, whatever food you will be eating will not be digested properly. So there are simple remedies like you can have ginger, you can have warm water, you can have ajwain water before eating. If you have certain symptoms like diarrhea, or you have like bloating, or you have like flatulence, so try to have this simpler methods which are available in your kitchen to ignite your Agni. Rest and digest. Some people have the habit, oh, it's 8 o'clock, I have to go for work, I'll grab my sandwich and I'll just eat in my car. No, this should not happen. This running and eating should not happen because, again, the brain doesn't send signals. What happens is that if you are externally stressed and engaged somewhere else, then that system of body is dominant. There are two systems. Digestive system requires parasympathetic and stress requires sympathetic. So what happened is that if you are stressed and you're eating, so none of the system is active. The brain gets confused. And what happened is that neither it is able to digest your food and neither it is able to handle your stress. So both of them can get me confused. And another, so please rest and digest. Sit for 10 minutes, eat. If you're rushing, get up early. Pay attention or sit quietly for 10 minutes and eat and then go for your work. Eat warm. Everybody knows that these are like frozen smoothies. No, because our stomach has certain environments and certain temperature on which it functions. What happens is that, for example, like if you see there's a fire and if you put cold water in it, the fire diminishes. In the same way, there's a fire inside our stomach. When you drink those frozen smoothies or cold drinks or cold water, what happens is that the fire diminishes. So you have actually stopped the ability of the food to digest. Do not tax your digestion. Eat warm, freshly cooked, local available foods. Eat good fats in optimal quantity. Do not eat too much of fat in large quantity if your digestion is weak. And you will come to know, because your digestion is strong, you're passing your bowels regularly, you don't have any kind of belching, flatulence, constipation, diarrhea. But if you have any of these symptoms, that means your digestion is not proper. So you need to cut down on your fats. Make lunch your biggest meal. We have seen that eat like a king when you have your breakfast. So this rule applies, but it is not like eat like a king is like you are just hogging in your breakfast. Eat like a king is like king has the ability to get the best of the foods. So have nuts, fruits for your breakfast and make lunch your biggest meal, because that time of the hour, your digestive fire is at peaks. So anything like is at its peaks, it will help in proper assimilation and proper digestion. Enjoy your meal. I mentioned like it's that don't rush and digest. Then avoid foods which you are sensitive to, because this will lead to another food allergy. And in Ayurveda also we call it as Nidan Parivarjan. Food combination, you can talk to me. I can tell you there are various food combinations which are not allowed, which are no in Ayurveda. For example, fish and milk, they don't go together. People are used to making smoothies like mango shakes or banana shakes. That's a no. And it really taxes your digestion. And enjoy your meal. So pray before having your meal, it gives a sense of, calmness. It gives a sense of basically serenity, and it helps in your digestion. Again, these are the ways where you can improve your immunity. And this JG will go into detail because this is all linked to yoga and dinacharya. So what we mean is dinacharya is like whatever, like your morning to before, like you go to bed, there's a various times, like this 10 a.m. from 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. is supposed to be the kapha kal, which is the best time to do your exercises. And even the researchers have come and they have given an evidence that if you exercise during this time, you get the best benefits. Then this is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. is like your pitta period, which is the fire, digestive fire, where it helps in your digestion. And 2 p.m. is to 6 p.m. is like your rest period, where you should not be indulging into very strenuous activities. And one more thing, like I just came across was like sleep. So there's Kali Yama period, which is from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So this period is like when you sleep during this period, your body kind of resets its activities and it basically recharges and restores everything. So I just wanted to mention it because I read it somewhere and I found it really interesting to tell you guys. And then we have to follow dinacharya is like the daily routine and ritucharya. So there are 6 seasons according to Ayurveda, in which like 3 seasons, which is like rainy season, autumn and winter. These are seasons which promote strength, and you have the highest, like digestive fire is on its peak. So you should eat well, healthy, good food. And these are seasons which is like the depleting season where the strength is depleted, meaning the digestive fire is not very high. So basically, these are season where you can do your detox, where you have to eat light, more into exercises or more into soups and lighter food. Since we all know this is Vasant Ritu and spring is on its peak, so why not like start? This is the best time, and we also know that not even in our culture, as we know that this Navaratri, some people like to fast for 9 days. So even nature also allows us to detox for this particular period of time, because we know that this time is a time of detoxification. And not even in Hindu culture, like in Muslim culture also, the Ramadan period starts during this period. So they have 30 days where people, they eat heavier food, which ideally should not be eaten, but then the fasting is another which promotes gives a break to your body. And even in Christianity also, there's a 40 days Lent period which is going on, and which I think ends on Easter. They also the idea behind is that try to indulge into food activities which is going to give a break to your system, eat lighter, eat healthier, so that you can maintain your gut microbiota, you can maintain your gut microbiome, and you can basically enhance your immunity. So these are few tips which you can basically adapt. You can eat dry and light foods, and I'm not going to go into detail because this presentation will be provided, so you can see like which kinds of taste you should indulge into. You should avoid sweet, sour, and salty during the spring season. Spring season is the best season according to Ayurveda to detoxify. Best season where you can enhance it to strenuous activity, heavier activities, heavier physical activity. In summers, you should basically not indulge into heavier physical activities because the strength of your body is depleted that time. You can include pranayam and surya namaskar. Again, JJ is going to tell you in detail like which asanas and which pranayams are beneficial during the spring season. And
Archana,
yes,
there is a question. What is Mulethi tea?
Mulethi is licorice. Licorice, it's an Ayurvedic herb. So what you can do is that you can just add a stick of mulethi. You can get it anywhere in Indian store. And even mulethi powder is available, but I would prefer having a stick. You can boil that stick into water and have it regularly in the morning. It helps in enhancing your digestive fire. Yogurt should be avoided. Yes, Jaji.
What is Nasyam?
Nasyam is nothing. It's just nasal drops. So there's Anuthelam, which is the easiest available. What you can do is that in the morning before 10 a.m., put 2 drops of Anuthelam in each of your nostrils. It helps in preventing from the upper respiratory tract infections, which is very common in this season, as we are more prone to see this respiratory disorders during the spring season. There are so much allergies which are prone in during this season. So rasam is the remedy of remedy of choice, and the best medicine. I won't say medicine, but the herb, which is anuthelam, which is easily available. Or what you can do is that if you can use sesame oil, you can take nasal drops of sesame oil, or you can just boil, I would say heat mustard oil and put like few seeds of methi and ajwain. That's also acts as a good nasal drop.
Archana ji, there is a request that you are sharing very important information. So if you can speak a little slower so that others could digest the information.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. So I think I have covered most of it. So the takeaways from this session is that there are 3 tripods in Ayurveda: Ahara, Nidra, Brahmacharya. Ahara is the food. You should you are what you eat. You should pay attention to what you are eating, because whatever is consuming at the end is the essence which is created is your food. So if you eat apple, the essence will be healthier. As opposed to pizza, the essence will be, you know what, there'll be no essence. So basically your body will get no nutrition. In the same way, sleep also plays an important role. Most of us neglect that sleep is not important, but sleep also is a part of our body, and we need to basically calm down. We need to do certain pranayam before. If you have insomnia, or if you have difficulty to sleep, do some om chanting, pranayam before, or washing your feet with cold water. It helps in getting proper sleep. And try to make your room darker, because it produces melatonin, which is a hormone which helps in inducing sleep. And as I mentioned, Kaliyama, try to block your time between 10 a.m. to 4 a.m. because this is the best time where melatonin is highly available in this period. And the researchers have also explaining this fact. And in this Kaliyama, basically you are rest and repairing your system. Early to bed and early to rise has always been the key. I think I'm good. That's it. Is there any question?
Go ahead, Aditi.
Yeah, there is one request about elaborating on Haritaki, Archana ji.
Haritaki is a herb. Haritaki is a herb where you can, it helps in basically creating or promoting, making a layer on your intestinal lumen. It helps, it's an elixir. So you can use it regularly. You can have it daily. And if you have it with honey, it's really beneficial.
Is it
Can you also share
or
your
after food?
contact information?
Sorry, Jaji?
Your contact information, if someone want to contact
Okay.
you for more information.
My screen is kind of
Frozen.
yeah. Okay.
Haritaki should be taken before or after food?
I would say have it early, empty stomach, or if you are if you've had your food, so you can have it 30 minutes before food or 30 minutes after food, because you cannot mix food and haritaki together. Then none of them will have its benefit.
So I think we will move into the next segment. Again, Archana's contact information is listed there, and also we'll send you the PowerPoint presentation. Few things I want to mention, that there's a huge misunderstanding about Ayurveda and yoga also. People think Ayurveda is an alternative medicine. That is how here in the United States propagated or known. Ayurveda is a lifestyle change. So it's not just popping up some Ayurvedic pill. It's more changing, as Dr. Archana mentioned. The dinacharya, the daily routines are very important. And also how you eat, what you eat, all these things are already covered. Same thing about yoga also, there is a misunderstanding. People think it's just a exercise. We'll get benefit out of it. There's no doubt you will get benefit, but to the difference from other methods of exercises or practices, both Ayurveda and yoga address a wholesome benefit to our life, not just to the physical body, benefit to the mind, and also our spiritual awareness increases. So when we approach in that way, we will benefit that way. If you simply approach, oh, if I have some problem, I want some remedy, and then you go to Ayurveda, I'm not saying it may not cure, but there are many other aspects depending upon that. So that's one thing I want to mention as a general comment on this whole session, that we are meant to present here to invite you to bring some changes into your life. And there are a lot of resources available. Government of India has also initiated research in Ayurveda associated with the United Nations. And also, I think this year is the year of millet. It's one of the other food item that you can include into your daily food intake. You can limit the wheat and rice and replace with millets, which have more protein, less fat. So that is another option Government of India promoting right now. As far as yoga concerned, I'm not going to show you many practices. We can do few things, few breathing practices and stretch like that. But to associate it with the Ayurveda, it's not two things, it is all part of Veda. In Rig Veda, it's first mentioned about Ayurveda and yoga. And Atharvaveda more in detail about Ayurveda. And one, a practical benefit from doing this together is the herbs and the food supplement that provided by the Ayurveda will be more absorbed when you are regularly practicing yoga. And it's my own experience. I was telling the other day to Archana ji, I remember before, 20 years before, when I have some headache or something, when I take Tylenol, it is less effective. So I've been doing almost 20 years regularly every day. And nowadays, if I get some cold or something, I can immediately feel the difference. There is no magic in it. It's so clear because your inner organs are more clean and absorbing. So same thing important in Ayurveda also, when we are thinking about some Ayurvedic process for healing or getting rid of some problems. And again, so simple thing, many things that already Archana mentioned. My favorite thing is Yoga Nidra. I always tell people, study Yoga Nidra, understand Yoga Nidra, practice it. Many people think Yoga Nidra means, okay, I lie down on my back and sleep. It is a conscious way of you are going into a deeper level of your own existence. I'm not going deeper into it, but just to give you how profound is this Yoga Nidra is. Even if you do every day 10-15 minutes, just do the stretch and release of the whole body, a body scan, and then you simply enter into observing the breath and the energy flow in the body. We call Prana Vikshanam, or just observing the breathing. These are the techniques you keep the mind awake, not allowing the mind to fall into sleep. So what you are doing here is you're purging all the thoughts, disconnecting the thoughts. We are so much identified with our thoughts and emotions, and they create chemical imbalance in our body. During the Yoga Nidra, the whole body is relaxed, breathing becomes natural, mind becomes calmer, and you will be always, it will take time, but you will just fall into the pure awareness. That is the state of most healing. And by practicing this regularly, you will benefit, most of the, what you call, brain-related problems, sleep imbalances, all of them will be cured by doing this simple practice. But it is not easy. It requires understanding our 5 layers of existence. In the yoga, we call it as Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These are the 5 layers of each of our individual existence. So that is what I am saying. We need to study and understand and then practice. And there are 6 types of cleansing process in yoga. Neti, which is nasal cleansing. Kapalabhati, which also cleanse the sinus and improve the digestive fire. And Nauli, the abdominal massage. I'm just mentioning these practices, and when you get opportunity to get into classes, you ask the teacher to teach these practices. Dhauti is a little more deeper internal cleansing, which you need a teacher who familiar about that. But the Neti, Kapalabhati, Nauli, these things can be practiced, most of us.
And Chaiji, like one more thing to add, like if people do Nasyam after Neti, it has double the benefits, it gives double the benefits to the body.
Right. And then Basti is there and Trataka is there, which is concentrated gazing. So these are the Shat Kriyas, 6 cleansing process, which go along with the Ayurvedic practices. So I will do few simple yoga, because you will be hearing us maybe start sleeping. So keep your hands in front and bring your right hand under the left elbow, and then slowly pull the hand toward the right side and look straight. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly release. And notice the relaxation at the shoulder. Now bring the right hand in front and left hand at the right elbow, and pull the right hand toward the left side. And feel the stretch at the right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And slowly relax. These things you can do, sitting on a chair or in somewhere when you're relaxing. Most of the time, people don't even recognize the shoulders are getting tight, because we are holding a lot of emotion, and which cause exhaustion of energy. And we are not aware, because it become our second nature. So this kind of simple stretch exercise will release that tension, relax the body. One other thing you can do sitting on the chair, keep the hands like this, and slowly bring the right hand and turn your head toward the right side, and notice the opening at the right shoulder, and slowly bring the right hand to the front. Bring the left hand to the left side and look toward the left hand. Your neck also rotating here. Again, consciously bring the hand to the center. When you are exhaling, bring the right hand to the right side and come back. Inhale. Take the left hand to the left side. Exhale. Bring to the center. Again, right hand to the right side. Notice the gentle movement of the shoulder and come to the center. Left hand to the left side. and come to the center, right hand to the right side. Keep the elbow straight, movement at the shoulders, neck, and bring the head to the front. Again, these practices helps to energize the upper part of the body. Sitting on a chair, you can do these practices. Now we'll do a gentle neck exercise. When you are exhaling, close your eyes. When you are exhaling, bring the head down. Notice the movement at the back of the neck. And when you are inhaling, slowly bring the head backward. Feel the release of tension. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, slowly go backward. Align the breathing with the movement. Exhale, come forward. Close your eyes. Feel the movement of muscles around the neck. Shoulders relax. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, bend backward. Exhale. Inhale, bend backward. And come back, open your eyes. You will feel that release of tension at the back of the neck, shoulders. And you can do side stretch also, keeping like this. You can stretch the right hand to the right side and then slowly bend the head to the left side. So you will feel the whole nervous system, muscles at this area relaxing, stretching. Slowly, gradually, when you exhale, come back, inhale, relax the right hand. Stretch out the left hand, go to the right side, bring the head close to the right shoulder. Notice the stretch throughout the left shoulder, neck. You can keep the eyes closed so the attention will be at the stretch at the shoulders. Right hand, bend the head to the left side. Our imagination feelings have a deeper impact in our body and mind. Stretch the left hand, bend to the right side. Come back to the center. Stretch to the right hand, head to the left side. Come back to the center. Stretch the left hand slowly. And come back. Right hand. Come back. So this practice you can do 5 count. Next, we will do inhalation, full inhalation to the lungs. Our lungs have 2 parts like a balloon. The total capacity of lungs are 6 liters. We only use about 30% of that capacity. So by doing the Dirgha Pranayam or deep breathing, we are filling up the lungs. And when you are exhaling, you gently blow through the mouth. Slowly release. You can keep the eyes closed. You start inhaling through the nostril. And gently blow through the mouth. And you can feel that sound. Completely exhale, releasing all the tension, stress. It is also beneficial to release all unwanted thoughts. Again, inhale slowly through the nose. Continue filling up the lungs, don't stop. Always you can take a little more air into the lungs. Control release through the mouth as you're blowing a candle. Feel the relief of tension. We'll do one more round. Take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Hold and gently blow through the mouth. and open your eyes. These are simple practices. If you can do during the day, whenever possible, you will be keep on activating the nervous system and you're igniting your immune system. Next, one of the important practice in yoga is called Bhastrika Pranayam. Those of you have high blood pressure, heart disease, hypertension, you may avoid this practice. You can continue doing the deep breathing. Slowly inhale and exhale, blow through the mouth. In Bhastrika, we bring the hand at the shoulder level. When we are inhaling, we throw the hands up, expanding the lungs. Bring the hands down, exhale. It is an active inhalation and exhalation. By doing this about 20 rounds, you immediately feel energized, increase energy in your body. So we can do this together. Bring the hands to the shoulder level. And come back, close your eyes, and you can feel that vibration. And it is after this Bhastrika, we do Jaladhara Bandha, which is to assimilate. So when we are doing the practice, there are a lot of energy accumulated at the chest area. The main prana is at the chest area, apana at the lower abdomen, which is helping the excretion, output, the sweat and all that. And then samana at the navel region. These are the 5 pranas. Udana at the throat, and then vyana, which spread throughout the body. So once we do the Bhastrika, a lot of energy created here, and we want to spread that throughout the body. So that's why we do the bandha. So here, make the fist with the right hand, open with the little finger, ring finger, and thumb. This is called Nasika Mudra. Now use the ring finger to close the left nostril. Slowly inhale to the right nostril. Close both nostrils and have the chin lock. And raise the chin up. Close the right nostril, exhale to the left nostril. And then you bring the hand down. So when you are holding the air at the lungs, you hold the throat also over here, which helps to spread that energy throughout the body. You can keep it there for 5 count and then raise the head up, close the right nostril, exhale to the left nostril. Again, there is a science behind here. The right nostril is called Surya Nadi, which is the warm energy. Left nostril called Chandra Nadi, cool energy. So we always, the warm energy is helpful for spreading the inner energy, the prana, throughout the body. So that's why we inhale through the right nostril, we hold that and exhale through the left nostril. Next one, we'll do Brahmari Pranayam. This is also very beneficial for hypertension, brain-related disease. Again, this is not a cure. If you practice this regularly, you will be able to avoid Alzheimer and such kind of other brain-related disease. So what we do here is we bring our pointy finger to the eyes, to the ears, and then we'll clench the teeth, breathe in. When we are exhaling, we'll make a sound from the middle of the eyebrows like this. That you feel the vibration throughout the face. When you are doing that, simply move the finger in and out. So the sound will enter into the brain like a waves and it start percolating throughout the brain cells. And this is a simple practice. We can do 3 rounds. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Second round, breathe in. Third round. And bring the hands down. Simply observe the vibration throughout the brain cells. And you can open your eyes. So these are some of the simple practices that you can do anytime. But as Archana mentioned, morning, if you can spend about 10-20 minutes to do these practices, that's the best time. And you can have your heavy meal between 10 to 2 p.m. That is the pitta, where the digestive fire is more active. And then one simple other practice also I will show, then we'll close it here. We call that palming. Nowadays we spend so much time in front of the screen, constantly exposing these, the electric signals to our brain and through the eyes. So you bring both hands together and rub fast. And the middle of the palm covering the eyes, fingers crossed over the forehead. Open and close your eyes inside the palms. You can do 5 to 10 times opening and closing. You don't see any light from outside, exposing the darkness to the eyes, relaxing the muscles around the eyes, retinas, and gently massage over the eyelids. And you can slide through the face and spread that energy throughout your hands, body, and legs. So these are simple practice which you will be able to do anytime, anywhere, even if you're in an office, if you're in a train or those kind of situations. But as I said, if you set a time that every day, 20 minutes in the morning, that is the best. The other time also, you will get benefit from this. So that's all related to the yoga, which is helpful for the Ayurvedic lifestyle. I would say it's not a medicine, as I said, it's more a lifestyle change, which will help to prevent problems.
Jayji, I wanted to add like 2 more points before we
Yes.
end this session. So as I mentioned that this gut microbiome has a diverse microbes in it. So therefore our diet has to be diverse. The diversity has to be there. For example, if we are indulging more into wheat, we can incorporate millets. And if we are indulging more into like for animal food, which people are used to, they can have more vegetables and vegetarian diet. And then there are 2 important aspects like prebiotic and probiotic. So the probiotic, it contains the live bacteria, and the prebiotic basically is the food for those bacteria or microbes living in our intestine. So we need to consume prebiotic as well as probiotics, and prebiotic rich foods are rice, potatoes, sago, and banana. And the probiotics we have in our kitchen, like the fermented food, the idli, dosa, yogurt, and kefir, and there are so many probiotics available outside, but I would say try to have whichever is available in the house. Thank you.
Aditi ji, back to you.
Yes. One question from my end, Jay. Which are the types of millets available here in US, and what is the best way to cook, considering we all have busy lifestyle over here?
Yeah, I use the little millets myself. We have 3 or 4 different types we are taking every day. I mean, not every day. In a week, we alternate. As Archana said, diverse food plan is the best option. Little millet is available, kudos, foxtail, banyard. Anything else, Archana ji?
There are so many available in the Indian store, and this barnyard millet is nothing which the food which we have in Navratro, though, that samo rice, sema chawal, is nothing but the barnyard millet. So people even don't know that. And Sunita ji mentioned in that little millet, kodo, foxtail, barnyard. So we can have, and now last week I saw like little millets noodles. So there are so many available at Indian store. We can have it.
I bought some millet from the Patel brother. I made that khichdi, and just like quinoa, we made the khichdi and rice like. So I use the millet so much.
And Aditi, it's easier to cook. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's just that you have to soak it like for 10-15 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, yesterday we soaked 8 hours or more than.
Yeah.
So we can eat that. So you can tell us of some diet for diabetes.
Yeah, it will be, our time is over. What the best option is, we'll share our contact details, and you can email us, or, we can speak, you can speak to us and set up a time, and we can address that individual needs separate. We are on time now.
Already sent the email, so please you send me or I will call.
Yeah, we'll send you the presentation and the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Aditi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much, Archana ji. Thank you very much, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
We also conduct yoga classes.
Thank you, Didi. Sabhi ko
One second, please.
I request, please, just hold on.
Aditi, you are on mute.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So we at the embassy conduct yoga classes. Jay conducts those yoga classes on every Tuesday and Saturday. So our first batch will get over in June, Jay?
Yes.
Okay. So the first batch will get over in June, and we have limited seats open basically. So we will open the registration process soon. It will be populated on our website as well as on our social media handles, those who would like to join. Otherwise as well, we through the Ministry of Ayush and experts available in the US, as well as some Indian experts, we do conduct such virtual interactions based on traditional Indian medicine system or therapies basically, as well as we conduct some discourses at the embassy. So those who would like to join may always reach out to us. We have mentioned pic4.washington@mea.gov.in email ID over here. So we look forward to having such more sessions beneficial, from the health and overall well-being point of view. Jay, anything you would like to say? Archana ji, anything you would like to say more?
No, one thing I only say is, in the past few years, government of India taken so much initiative to propagate the benefit of yoga and Ayurveda so that we can prevent getting disease and have enjoy good health. As the complex the world is, the food is not so pure. The living environment is getting more and more polluted. in a different ways, not only just air pollution, but the information pollution also there, the mental pandemic is there very much. So you take use of these resources that is provided by Embassy of India. And, this will be a great initiative from Embassy of India, been doing for many years. And we also expect you all to come and celebrate with us. We will have International Day Yoga mid-June. And so you will be able to meet many of us in person. It will be in Washington, D.C. We did not decide it yet, but we'll be working on that. Archanaji, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all for participating and supporting these initiatives so that we can bring more such programs.
And I
Thank-
would just add
Thank
that
you.
this is a spring season, so please try to detox your system, detox your body, so that the rest of the year is all set for you guys.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
so much.
Nice
Thank you.
like
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much.
your
Thank
demo
you.
also.
Thank you.
Thank you
Bye
very
bye.
much.
Thank
you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, JJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, JJ. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Archana.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kalati sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you, JJ.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Namaste.
JJ.
Archana, you share
Thank you,
your
Jai and
presentation. I will
Archana
send,
ji.
I will send that presentation to.
I'll email you the presentation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thank
Jay.
you, Jai and Archana ji.
Good morning, Jay. My name is Peter.
Yes.
Can you send me that simple yoga instruction? This is the first time I was participating, instructions how to do, like this 5 steps you told me, simple.
Mhm.
In an instruction and send it to me.
Yeah. So you can email me. I put my email address there, so you can
Oh.
email me on that. And
Okay.
I'm not able to see your email, Dr.
Yeah.
J. I'm not able to see where it is, your email.
so I'll put it here.
Yeah, can you put it again, Jay?
Yes.
That would be great. Got it.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. It was